So I have completed every single quest currently available in Arc Raiders. The question is though, was it worth it?
Need something?
I don't know, lads. A life, maybe? Hello then, my fellow raiders, and yeah, every quest completed. Now you probably have a couple of immediate questions upon hearing that. Is that a good thing to have done so soon? And secondly, okay, what's the reward for like the final quest? It must be juicy, right? Well, I'm gonna answer that and more. This is essentially a little PSA talkie guide of, hey, I've done every quest, so I can tell you if you should focus every quest really hard and get it done as soon as possible. The kind of TLDR is no, but there is some asterisks. So first and foremost then, how many quests is every quest? Well, the answer is 63. So you can kind of track via your player stats here how close you are to, air quotes, completing the game, at least when it comes to quests. I do wish stats actually worked and updated, it's very strange that they don't, but in any case, yeah, 63. Now, firstly, if you care about the story of the game, the arc, and the operation to slowly retake the surface and win, the quests are great. There's so many cutscenes, way more than I expected, as you make major progress for, well, humanity. And if you're totally into the arc and the oppressive and the vibes of the world, the quests are really, really good. The voice acting, the tasks you're actually doing makes sense. They're simple, but they're interesting. They get you on every map. They get you round every map. They introduce you to a lot of cool locations and a lot of mechanics. But past sort of quest 30 or so, you're just doing them for the sake of it, for the rewards, for the progression. You've sort of been shown everything worth being shown at that stage. However, there is more to it, and there are, of course, rewards. Firstly, customization. You get a lot of outfits from your quest rewards. Of course, not all of these are, but you do unlock some looks, which is really, really nice. And indeed, the ultimate reward for the final quest is Burger Boy here, which I don't know about you, I'm sure you're already immediately reopening the game and starting to power through, because this guy is the path to victory. In any case, if you're not too bothered about the cosmetics, well, that is completely fair enough, but it is nice that's a thing. The main juice, though, is of course the items, the literal usable rewards, the things that go in your stash that help you progress, stay alive, and have better raids. And to that, it's a mixed bag. First and foremost, you don't get experience for handing in quests, so it's not a source of quick levels or anything, which I do think is a little bit of a shame. And secondly, none of the quests unlock anything important in terms of like a permanent sense. You don't unlock better trader stock. You don't unlock any items you can't previously have or find or get. There's no walls that are knocked down via questing. You don't unlock any areas of the game or the maps. It's literally just story, and you get some goodies along the way, which is certainly an interesting approach. It makes the quest a lot more of a side thing, a lot more casual than something like Tarkov, where so many of them have really impactful and important unlocks and actual progression activation rewards. Whereas here, it's mainly just because it's something fun to do with some extra goodies for doing it. But a lot of those extra goodies are actually very, very good goodies. Something like the snap hook, which you will get given from a quest. That's really nice. You'll also get a lot of keys from quests as well, which is also really nice. Very useful medical items and grenades like the Vita spray and the wolf pack. You get a lot of big arc killing tools. You also get given a lot of weapons, and a lot of quite powerful weapons as well that come highly upgraded and with good attachments. And one of the big deals is you will get a lot of blueprints via quests, which of course then give you crafts. That said, None of them are really that notable except for one, and this is probably the single biggest and most important quest reward, and that's the hullcracker ammo blueprint. Now, of course, you don't need to get it from the quest, but it's quite cheap to craft once you do get it, and it lets you essentially finally properly start using the hullcracker. The quest, of course, is from our gun seller, and once you can make the ammo, you can buy the hullcracker and actually use it to tear through big arc, which it does with ease. Now, of course, you can buy the ammo, but it's very expensive. There's not an infinite supply of shots. It's not exactly the best way to do it versus crafting. And, well, that kind of says a lot, right? The ability to craft this instead of buy it is probably the star of the show when it comes to the rewards from all 63 quests. Now, I will just be generally showing you me turning in a lot of the later down the line quests, and you can see what it kind of rewards. You do get just a lot of useful stuff and things and bits that you'll be crafting with that will help you progress, especially with your workshop and such. But none of it is critical, none of it is in overwhelming amounts that it's a huge leap forward or advantage. They're just nice little care packages as a thank you for doing each little task on the surface for each of the traders. So in essence, the answer to should you focus them, should you rush them, should you get to the end as quickly as possible, is kind of no. Use them as just little bonus focal points and fun moments on the maps as you go around in order to add a little bit of spice to your runs. None of the quests are complex or challenging, except perhaps two. You will get a quest to kill a rocketeer, and you will get a quest to kill a leaper. Now, depending on how much you've played and how much of that you've already been doing, that might be easy. It was when we did it, but they are challenging arc, and we do have a guide up on how to kill every challenging arc, even solo, already on the channel, and you can check that out. But those two were the two major kill stuff challenge quests. Everything else is just go places and do stuff. There's obviously no PvP involved quests, which makes sense, and you will get taken to a lot of cool places and see a lot of cool things by them. You still do want to power through, and the big reason you might is that we know this month we are getting the 5th map and a load more quests. And I will say, towards sort of quest 55 onwards to the end at 63, the rewards were starting to get really quite, ooh, okay. Still nothing insane, still nothing you can't get with a good loot run, but they were starting to really kick up. And given that we know from the roadmap we're getting more quests added, I have a feeling that they're really going to start being very worth it. I imagine there'll be a quest to kill a bombardier, a bastion, maybe even ultimately ending up in a quest to kill the queen, which would be kind of crazy, but it feels like it is exponential. So while there's no rush or need or crazy reward that would make you hard focus the current quest in game, I think if you aim to generally have the 63 done over the next couple weeks, as that's about when I would guess the update will hit, that's the ideal position to be in. And if you're wanting a few little tips and so on for the questing, well, really, they are so straightforward. They're just go places and interact with things for the most part. They're very clear with the description of them, and with the maps all being labelled, of course, and waypoints, finding things isn't hard. And look, there is a bajillion 1-minute long videos up already, just around the place, showing you how to do every quest with map locations and visuals. Just search quest name, Arc Raiders, and you'll be away. And it says a lot that none of these videos are longer than like a minute, because again, that's how simple every quest is. But tangible advice to actually do them solo. Solo players, by and large, are a lot friendlier. I can't remember the last time I've been attacked out of nowhere in solo. It must have been about 30 raids. You just give them a little friendly voice line, or actually speak on voice, and people are just happy to get on with it. There's kind of this rule, this understanding in solo that everyone's here to get something done, and for the most part, people seem to honor that. Of course, you'll get moments, and that's fair enough. PvP is completely valid, but generally speaking, Arc are your biggest threat while solo, and they're easy enough to avoid. So take your adrenaline shots, spam it, use them for your infinite stamina, spawn in, run to your quest objective, get it done, leave at the nearest extract, and repeat. That's essentially all I did until I ran out of quests, and it worked really, really well, and and it will for you too, and I wish you luck if that's something that you want to still choose to do. And for something a little bit more specific, you will need a power rod for Celeste towards the end, and if you get refiner free, you can just craft one, and the crafts are actually quite simple, just electrical components and arc circuitry, and this will let you immediately hand it in instead of going to the effort to getting one, which is quite nice to have. Everything else is just kind of as given, though do keep hold of some wires and plain batteries, the green quality ones, as they're used to repair a lot of things. But other than that, I just kinda wanted to put this out there because I imagine a fair few people are interested in, hey, how many quests there even are in the game, and does anything cool happen when you beat them all, and what's the reward for doing so? The answers then are 63, they're just fine rewards for the most part, and no, not yet, but I imagine the update will make something big happen based on the context from a cutscene that I will not spoil for you. In any case then, I hope you enjoyed this, or at least found it interesting, and for now, like if you, well, did enjoy it, subscribe and hit the bell for plenty more Ark Raiders goodness, and consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below. Until we meet again then, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.